25-year-old Zetina is a single mom with 3 children. She doesn't have a job, and her life in the village of Mahabo in western Madagascar has become virtually impossible. Her children are malnourished, but now there's at least some help. A team from MSF, Doctors Without Borders, has arrived.
I am really happy. I dance like this as I'm really happy. Without this aid, we would have died. We'd been eating plant roots, which gave us permanent stomach aches. As a woman, I personally no longer have enough energy to go and dig up those roots. Even men are unable to do so anymore.
Families in desperate need for food and medical assistance are gathering. Doctors Without Borders has set up makeshift centers. Some of the families looking for help had to walk long distances.
We've come upon a food crisis here, so we launched an urgent deployment. We choose to do this way because health centers and the region's infrastructures cannot deal with a crisis of this magnitude. Right now we take charge of children with cases of severe and moderate malnutrition, but we also treat other diseases, mostly malaria, intestinal parasitus and diarrhea.
Madagascar is experiencing the worst drought in 40 years. Aid agencies warn that more than 1 million people here are facing severe food shortages. But it's just one of many countries with the same difficulties. The UN report reveals a dramatic worsening of the food security situation in 2020. The number of malnourished people in the world continues to rise. 118 million more people were facing hunger than in 2019. Moderate or severe food insecurity has been climbing slowly for 6 years and now affects almost a third of the world's population. Africa is hardest hit, followed by Latin America. The report says COVID-19 has had an effect, but so too have conflicts around the world. And it says urgent action is needed to avoid an obvious catastrophe. Mohamed Vall, Jazeera.
Saskia De Peer is the head of systems analysis for nutrition with the World Food Programme. She joins us by Skype from The Hague. Thank you for your time. What shocked you most in the findings of this report?
Well, what shocked us most is the increase, and there has been a stagnation of the reduction since 2014. But now we are seeing an increase of the number of hungry worldwide, up to 811 million in 2020.
And what does that mean for the World Food Programme and its work?
It means that we're trying to reach even more people this year. We're aiming to reach 138 million people with immediate food assistance. And that we are continuing our work, working with governments to improve the situation for the longer term for many more people. There's up to 3 billion people who cannot afford a healthy, nutritious diet.
What are the biggest challenges for the World Food Programme right now? Is it, access in conflict areas, or is it funding? What are the biggest challenges that you're facing?
Well, we're facing the drivers of this situation, which is, as you said, conflict. It's the economic downturn from COVID, and it's climate change. And then amidst that, yes, we want to provide support, and we need funding for that, which is also constrained, and where COVID has also decreased budgets of foreign assistance. So it's even harder to meet all the needs, especially as they're increasing.
Sure. I want to pick up on something you said about climate change impacting your work. How is climate change making things harder for the World Food Programme, feeding people who desperately need it?
Well, it drives up the numbers, but it's also the sudden impacts. We try hard to predict. Like droughts, you can kind of predict. Floods is more difficult, and yeah, another disaster type, earthquakes, of course, even more. But what you just showed from Madagascar, it's really the drought, the prolonged drought, that makes it really hard.
All right, thank you very much for your time. We have to leave it there. Saskia De Peer there from the World Food Programme.